little bit warm. Because I have just gone live on my other channel. Bruno, show the people your ball that you found. That he absolutely disintegrated in about 30 seconds. Guys, welcome to Red Branch Bushcraft Live. I have to be careful when I say it because I've just been live on Woody's World there. And it is an altogether different experience. Guys, welcome to Red Branch. What we are going to be at today is we are going to make a mallet. A beating stick, we like to call them here. Hey, Cooter, have you had enough? I think Cooter's had enough. I'm going to put her in the truck. You had enough, Cooter? We'll put you in the truck so you can go back to sleep. There you go. There you go. So, burp or toot toot. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to make a mallet. I'm going to make a video of me making a mallet while live streaming. Dun dun dun! It's going to be crazy. Check this out. 1 2 1 2. Just checking that my microphone's working. Okay. Wow. Wooly here. And the mighty Bruno. And the mighty Bruno. Guys, we are live. We are live right now. Look, you're live. The cameras cannot see each other. What happens if we go infinity camera mode? Ah! Infinity camera mode. So this is what we are going to do, guys. I'm live here on this phone, right? I'm going to put you beside each other so that everything's all normal, right? And I'm going to make a video while live at the same time. Guys, this is going to be crazy. Stay tuned. Okay, this is what we like to call a beaten stick, right? A beaten stick is another term for a mallet. It's just a mallet, right? This one right here I made this out of ash last week, and we are going to replicate that, right? Now, I'm going to use a couple of different tools from what I used last week, but all I used to make this was another beaten stick, a knife, and a saw. That's all you need, a folding saw. Any sort of a knife will do. Okay, so what I have... Bruno! Oh, there's nothing left of it. There's nothing left. Wait and you see. Can I have that? That's what's left. Here's the thing. I don't know where the ball came from. He just turned up with it. It's like he went and found a child, took the ball off him. Right? Okay, so I have some ash here. This is a lump of ash. I have lots of ash. I got a big load of ash firewood there. This stump that you can see here is ash as well. I've been talking for like 5 hours today. Not to anyone, just sort of talking. Right, okay. So this is what I'm going to do. It's a little bit big, right? So I'm going to I'm going to peel it off a little bit. I'm going to make it a little bit more square. I don't really mind if it's not super duper square. It's not a perfect location. So you want to be a wee bit more precise, right? Put your axe where you want it. And use your beating stick. Guaranteed this will not go according to plan, okay, because we're live. If you are a subscriber here, guys, and you know anybody else that's a subscriber, and they're not watching, go bloody tell them that I'm live. It's not too often. Okay. Okay. Generally, I don't bother with the axe. I find that I can do a lot of it with the saw, right? So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the saw to cut my handle, right? So I'm going to cut a line across here, across here, across here. I'm going to cut the whole way around, okay? When I cut the whole way around, I'm not going to cut all the way through. I'm going to leave a bit for the handle, right? So if you look on this, you can see the saw marks where I cut in, see it? Okay, so I cut in, stopped, cut in, stopped, and then you split it all off. So let me see, this is actually a really good size mallet. So we're not far off with that. It's a little bit shorter, but that doesn't matter. Okay, so that's pretty much it. I got my old backhoe Laplander, guys, and if you don't know, or you're sort of a little bit confused about this and how big to do it and stuff like that, use the writing on your backhoe as a guide. So only go as deep as the writing, right? Whichever part of the writing you're choosing. I'm going to have to go deeper this way than I am this way, if that makes sense, right? Now, as I always tell people, when you're using a folding saw or any sort of saw, guys, the most common place to get injured is the top of your offhand, right? John, how's it going? Tom, what's the crack? So what happens, guys, is that the saw will hop out of the cut, the curve, and it generally is going to go into somewhere on the top of your hand, right? So you remove your hand, okay? So just cut your hand off before you start, and then you can't cut the top of your hand, right? Obviously not what I mean, Wally. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, if I'm going to cut here, I am not going to have my hand here, guys. I'm either going to, you can't see that. So I'm not going to have my hand here. I'm either going to put my hand across the top, which is going to stop that from happening, or even simpler, I just put my foot here. Bruno, what are you doing? Guys, you're not going to cut through your foot. You know what I mean? Any sort of boot, unless you're in sandals, don't put your bloody foot there. Do the same on the other side. I'm doing exactly what I said not to do, aren't I? Yes, I am, Wally. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. See, I need to turn. I need to turn. I need to put my ass to you guys to get this to work. Right. So get the rough thickness of your handle, 2 lines, none of them matching, none of them close to each other. That's exactly what we want. And then, this is going to be the hard bit, is we're going to cut it this way as well. Let's bring it over here a little bit, Bruno. Let's try it like this. Can you see? Of course you can't. It's not live TV if crap's not going wrong. Tell you what it is, my block's a little bit too big for me. A little bit too tall. Talk amongst yourselves there for a while, guys. Okay, I think that'll do it, right? So, what you want to do is you want to start. Now, you're going to have to go back and forward and do this a couple of times, but what you want to do is you want to start peeling this off. Bruno, you're not getting any of this. Let me get this. You want to start peeling this off, right? So all you're going to do, you're going to get a knife or an axe, right? I'm probably going to use an axe at the start and then use a knife as I get further in. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to put it sitting here and I'm going to tap it down with my other beating stick, right? And I'm going to slowly form the handle. Now, you see the way that stopped? Right? So what's happened is your cut is stopping the wood from splitting too far. See what I mean? So even the axe, I think, is too big for this. I don't have enough control. So you're just taking the corners off. I can't believe I am being bit by midges, Bruno. Just keep working the corners, working the corners, working the corners. And every time you take a corner off, guys, you're creating two corners, so you go back and you take those corners off as well. But this is not the axe is not detailed enough for this, right? So this is the Spyderco Bushcraft UK. One of my all-time favorite knives, guys. A beetle. You call it a beetle? You gotta love a dog, hey? Bruno wants to help. Bruno wants everything, right? Absolutely. Good boy, Bruno. Good boy, good boy, good boy. Good boy. Now, we have a funny old grain on this, right? Straight grain is obviously the best, but guys, look. You can't have everything, right? So what you can do, you see the way the grain's running out on this, what you can do is you can over angle this back, Bruno, to get you down to where you need to be, and then pop it off. Guys, you see these little bits that fall off? These are brilliant for your firebox stove and things like that. Fireworks, Bruno. Halloween's over. It's just got really dark. I wonder, are we going to get rained on? Bruno, what's your head? Are you alright? So by shortening up the grip on the axe, guys, you give yourself much more control, right? And this is like a 0.8 pound axe, so it's not really something that you would consider one-handing, but it's alright. But that doesn't even make sense. Of course you would, guys, but normally if you're going to be carving and stuff like that, you're going to use a much smaller axe. Watch out, Bruno. I need to fix that camera. Watch out, Bruno. Bruno's not here for moral sport, by the way, guys. Bruno is here for free sticks. That's all. That's all. He just uses me for free sticks. So look, we're getting there. This is what we're up at the minute, right? So we are getting there. So what you need to do and what you constantly have to do, guys, is you have to go around. Doesn't like sticking in there. You have to keep going around it with the saw, right? So you just got a wee bit more. There's not much chance of it popping out when you have a big lip like this, right? I would say we are getting there now. Okay. Same again. It's exactly the same principle every time. See the way it just falls off because all I'm doing is I'm hitting that line that I've cut with the saw. What is it, Bruno? Bruno's like, you're cutting my sticks up, man. What are you doing with my bloody toys? My toys! My toys! You need to take a big lump off the back of it there, Bruno. Right here, I think. What do you think? Bruno agrees. Back, back, back. A little bit further. You actually didn't move anywhere. You're getting there, Bruno. What's everybody saying in the comments? Yeah, I know, Tom, exactly. When I'm not bushcrafting or out and about with Bruno, I teach bushcraft here. This is Red Branch Bushcraft, guys, where you see me do a lot of my videos. So I do a lot of stuff with schools. At the minute, I'm doing lots and lots of stuff with schools. So I need a wee basket for all this kindling, don't I, Bruno? I'm going to grab a basket. Hang on. Good boy. Good boy. So, I've actually spent all my life, as far as I can remember, instructing or teaching in some form of the other. And I used to teach Irish language classes when I was young, when I was in secondary school. And I spent a large part of my life teaching outdoor pursuits, so kayaking and canoeing and rock climbing and surfing and stuff like that. So working in outdoor shops and all that sort of crack that goes along with it. That's where my knowledge of gear comes in. But about 8 years ago, I started up my own business here, Red Branch Bushcraft. I don't know if I'm very clever. I can talk, but about 8 years ago, I started up Red Branch Bushcraft because I was working in online banking. What was I doing working in online banking? Well, it served a purpose to move us from one side of the country to the other, and I took a crap job working in online banking, and basically, guys, I ended up damaging my back sitting at a desk for 12 hours a day. I was never designed to be in that position, and I never will put myself in that position again. The discs issue led on to a bout of fibromyalgia, which I was diagnosed with, and actually sort of changed my life basically. So what happened then was, with the fibro and the back pain and stuff like that was going on, I decided that I needed something that I could control, right? Something that I could set my own hours and stuff, and when I was feeling good, I could go out and do a wee bit more and things like that. And so I came up with the idea of this, right? Now, bushcraft is something I've always done, right? I know I say this in videos, but we never called it bushcraft. We always just called it going camping. It's a little bit strange. Now, we would have slept in tents and stuff because we didn't have tarps. We didn't know anything about that side of it. But we would have went up the mountain and lit fires and built shelters and done all that sort of crack. So, as a child, here, not in these woods, because these woods weren't here, because I planted these woods for my uncle. This was my uncle's forest, but I physically put these trees into the ground, which is weird. So all I'm doing now with this, right, is I'm very quickly going round this in a circle. And what that does, guys, is it takes off all the high spots, right? So it takes all the high spots off, and you end up starting to get it a wee bit rounder, right? It's still quite chunky. It's still a little bit too chunky, but this is the way I made this one, and this one's a really good fit for my hand, okay? A really good fit for my hand. So that's all I do is that it's just rinse and repeat now. So you just keep going like this. There's always an area where the grain's a little funny, right? And it's going to be this side here. So probably this side would need to be carved from here to here instead of being carved from the top of the handle down, okay? So look, your knife, your bushcraft knife, you can hold it like this. You can hold it like this, guys. Move your hands right back and hold it like this. And that is, and you know, and it's more precise than using the axe, right? Welsh British, how's it going? No, my family do and don't. Sometimes they do and sometimes they don't. I have teenage girls and preteen, a teenage girl and a preteen girl. It's difficult. Where are you off the oh, he took another stick. He got another stick. Okay, so we're getting there. We're getting there. How long have we been going? I don't want this to... Oh, 27 minutes. Yeah, guys, I'll take you around. I'll take you around in a couple of minutes, right? I'm going to pretty much leave that as that. What you're talking about now, guys, is you're talking about the finessing of the handle to fit your hand, right? Burp or toot toot. We have a fart rule and a burp rule at Red Branch. You need to shout them out. They're important. Basically, you're just going to keep doing what I'm doing right now until it's small enough for your hand. Now, you don't want it too small, guys, because if you're swinging anything or you're using it for any period of time and it's not quite the right shape or the thickness for your hand, guys, you're going to end up with tendonitis in your wrist, right? And it's incredibly painful and it will stop you from doing most activities. Any of you kayakers out there will know exactly what I'm talking about, guys. But extended use of a bushcraft knife that does not fit your hand properly will do exactly the same, guys, or using hammers or anything like that. So just be very careful. I just realized that I'm talking to the wrong camera all the time. I don't know if you guys over here can see me, but that's it. That's it. All done. 27 minutes. I'm going to probably leave this as is and not edit a lot of it. You guys live, stay for a second. I'm going to sign off on the other camera and then I'll take you for a wee tour, okay? Gregory, how's it going? Just give me 1 second. Live stream, give me 1 second. Guys, that's it. We're going to leave that there. And that is an ash mallet made in 27 minutes. You could probably make it quicker. I haven't been making them very often, guys, but that is what we refer to in Red Branch Bushcraft as a beating stick, and a very useful tool for beating things and people and badgers. Okay, don't beat badgers. That was a joke. Thanks for watching. Stay frosty. Okay, who wants a tour? Who wants a tour? I'm going to put his handheld, okay? So, Tom, how's it going? Camping and living. Welsh British, how's it going? Gregory, how's it going? I don't know who else is on there, right? I'm going to switch you around. So this is my car park. I put in that car park. No, I'll switch this back for a minute. I put in that car park at great expense 2 years ago. All this flooded and my car park washed into the river. So look. This is the outside area that you wouldn't see a lot. So I planted all these trees myself, right? This is actually a track. I'll go out and I'll walk you in, right? This is my veg garden. So a lot of this stuff, guys, I have two YouTube channels. I have one called Woolley's World and I have one called Red Branch Bushcraft. Woolley's World was my first one, and I used to do a lot of bushcraft on it and a lot of chainsaws and log splitting and stuff like that, but it doesn't really work if you do too various a subject, right? on YouTube. They don't know what to make of it, right? So this sort of messes with the algorithm. So this is it. This is my track in. This is where I used to drive in, and I tore up all the ground. Bruno, go, 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 go! I'm here, it's okay. He thought I was away without him. So I planted willow, and I made this tunnel. Secret tunnel. And what I am steadily doing, guys, look, I see there's a this got split out by something. Is that I'm tying the willow over across the top, tying it together, right, to form like a willow structure. Some of this willow is massive. Look at this, look at that. And these are all sun spears from this. So this is where you walk around. This is my pond that never holds any water, but this is like an exit here. So these are all planted. Everything here that you can see was planted by me, including those big ones, guys, but there's a big difference in time. So these ones that you can see here were only planted in the last 7 years, whereas these ones could be 30 years in the ground. Those ones there. Right, so this is our river that runs the whole way through Red Branch, or the whole way around it. Come out, you. This is the river. This is where I would do wildlife ID and tracking and stuff on the sandbank. We always have lots of cool footprints and stuff there to show the kids. This is Evie's oak. That's the commandant oak right there. These trees, see, we and that's Slieve Gullion in the distance there. A very important mountain for us culturally and culturally in South Armagh and Northern Ireland, guys. And this is the river, and this is where I do all my dipping. Don't you go in there, you goat, yeah. But we've been flooded a lot lately. Get out. Look, you see that right there? Get out, Bruno. You see that right there? You see that plant? See it right in the middle of the screen? That there. I bet you that. Get out. Get away from it. Away. Away. I bet. Hey, away. I bet you that is hemlock water dropwort, which is very poisonous, which lives on the side of the river, guys, and gets washed down in floods. So look, basically I put in this track along the river here as well. So we go up this that's just looking back on the truck and all. So Bruno has a habit of picking stuff up, you see, with his mouth. So I read reports of a place not far from here, Newcastle County Down, and there was a big flood and all the hemlock washed out by the roots, and all these dogs were picking it up on the beach, and loads of them died. You know, it's a very strong poison. So this is the river. And we're just gonna go back. You can go on up that way. It's only like just past where Bruno is. Turns up here. This is where I put a teepee up. I'm supposed to be filling that full of gravel, but I keep doing my shoulder in doing it. I've something wrong with my shoulder. That's the old composting toilet. This is where we keep getting damage done. So we had a big huge tree blow down from there, landed in on top of a teepee that was over here. And what I did was I milled I milled the tree up, turned it into these planks. There's another couple of trees that I milled up as well. This is my circle. This is where I do my classes and stuff. So I actually have 2 classes in here tomorrow. 4 hours with a primary school in the morning, and then 2 hours with an adult group in the evening. It's going to be very dark, very dark. That's my little kitchen over there and storage. This is my drying room, which needs a new roof over there, guys, and that has like my surfboards and my kayaks and all my wet gear and stuff like that. There's one log shed. I have lots of logs stacked for various reasons and in various locations. Now, this is the guys, one of my long-term group. They're working on a teepee. So what they're doing here at the minute is they've got their green branches in, and they are covering that with pine needles. So what we use pine needles as our debris because we've no leaves here, right? Obviously pine forest, no, but it is super effective. as a waterproof and insulating layer, like 100% effective. But building a teepee like this, guys, is difficult to get. It's a lot of work to build something like this. So, and this is the shelter that I made last year. I would have made this on Woolly's World as well. And what you can see here, guys, is that this was underwater. So this is, I milled this timber from the forest. So on the roof as well, and the floor. So what you can see is, you can see the watermark there. See the dark? So this was underwater up to that line there 2 weeks ago. Well, it's very cool. And there's my cabin that doesn't exist if anybody asks. Realizes he's doing a shush with his finger up like this, but nobody can see because he's got his camera pointing the wrong way. Guys, I spend a lot of time removing trees and planting trees, right? So look, I put in maybe 30 silver birch there last week when I had a group here. So they were building shelters, and what I was doing was I was sort of lighting them. So I was sort of keeping an eye on them because I was trying to let them do their own thing, but I was keeping an eye on them at the same time. So I was sort of always maybe 10-15 foot away from them, planting trees. So there's this. This is where I shoot a lot of my videos, just outside this. This is my cabin that I built. And this is the row of trees that I planted at the week during the week there. And this is just an area that we don't use, where I'm actually planning on building a permanent cabin just there. But that is all Woolly's World stuff, guys. That's all stuff that goes on my other channel. So it's good fun. I realized a while ago that I am not somebody who will ever have a normal, what people would consider a normal job. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. And why should I? I only have one chance, don't I? I only have one life. This makes me look really bald. Look at my baldness. So this is the thing. Look, I have all these bald patches all over my head. Here is why I am woolly. It's because I used to have really, really long dreadlocks that went way down my back. And the people, when I lived over in the west of Ireland, there was all sheep everywhere. And they used to say I looked like a woolly sheep. And that's where the name woolly came from. Nothing to do with my beard at all. At all. Didn't even have a beard. I was a little young fresh-faced gobbeen. What are you doing, Bruno? Oh, going for a big shite. He's going for a big shite. So I have to... Let's go into the cabin. I have the fire lit in the cabin. So I built this. Not a joiner. Definitely not a joiner. Is it still lit? Still, it's going to be very dark in here. What were you doing in here, Bruno? So that is a little tent stove that I just have in here. Now this place was for water, so the water leaked in through the stove itself. So what I did was I just lit the stove when I came down today. And I've been down here. I had 3 hours this morning with a group, and go Bruno, go. And I had and I just did a live stream on Woolly's World. So this will be my view. I just did a live stream on Woolly's World, and now I'm doing live with you guys. So busy day. And another one tomorrow, and another one the day after, another one the day after, which is very strange for me because normally there's poo here. I need to lift it for the group tomorrow. There it is right there. Normally what happens is in the winter I'm very quiet, very, very quiet, and normally nobody comes near me until spring. So I would have my weekend groups and stuff like that. They would come in, but then in spring it's like as soon as the clocks change, everybody goes, oh, get outside, let's go see what Woolly's doing. But yeah, it's fun. It's very bushcraft is very accessible, right? You know, like I worked for a long time as an outdoor instructor, right? And there's always something with somebody in an outdoor centre. You know, you very rarely will get a session. Say you're putting 10 kids through 5 different activities, right? on every activity you're going to have some kid who doesn't want to do it for whatever reason. Rock climbing, there's somebody scared of heights. You know, there's somebody who's afraid, maybe has a bit of shame about their body shape or something like that, and they don't want to get in the wetsuit, or they don't want to get changed in front of the other kids, or some shit like that, guys. You know, there's a lot of that sort of stuff. So this is the thing. What I found, you know, you have people afraid of water. You have all these different things that go on in an out centre, guys. But everybody will do bushcraft. Everybody will do bushcraft. And there's an awful amount of learning in it. Dean, Bruno, don't you live that? That's poo. Dean, how's it going? Dean and Shelley's wild camping. How's it going? Yeah, I know, Bruno. Look, he's so excited. He's so excited for a stick. Look at the stick. Look at the stick, Bruno. Look at the stick. See, he's not going to give me the stick. Bruno, that is my poo stick. I'm going to use that stick to push the poo onto the shovel. Hang on, I need to put this down. So it is absolutely so... It's so accessible, right? You know, and there's an awful amount of environmental learning in it that you don't realise. Not that you don't realise, that you can teach without the kids realising that they're learning. Do you know what I mean? So I like that. I like the kids who go away from here and be able to do something, even if they've only been here for 4 hours. I have taught them that they can just go into their own woods and build a shelter, and shown them how to do it without rope or any needs for any of that stuff. So that's a super important thing for me, you know. And sometimes, I'm not going to say if people criticise, so I will cancel. No, I'll put kids through hard weather, but if I feel, Bruno, get away from that. If I feel like the weather's too bad, especially for a group of new people, I will cancel it, right? Whereas some other people would go on ahead. And I tell you is that if you're into the outdoor sports, or you're teaching or anything like that, or teaching outdoors or any sort of activity, guys, for me, you should always be promoting the sport, right? The idea of me is to get more people outside, right? If they come here and they have a crap time and they're absolutely freezing, you know, oh my God, that guy made us stay outside in the rain for 4 hours, you know, and they're freezing and they're not having a good time, there's no point in them being here, because they will never want to go outside again. This is the thing. Do you know what I mean? So promote the outdoors. Give them a little bit of learning. Get a hook in them. Like, oh my God, you remember we were lighting fires? Wow, you know, that crazy man's letting us light fires. I'm only 9 years old. I'm not allowed to do anything, you know. That's the way to do it. Hey, that is the way to do it. So I am going to say goodbye. I'm going to go up the road, and look, I have to put all this camera equipment away. Oh, here comes Bruno. He wants to show everybody his stick. That's a good stick, Bruno. It's a good stick, Bruno. I'm going to go up the road, and I'm going to have my last cup of coffee of the day, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Stay frosty.